And joining me in the studio now is our guest from Panorama. He is a professor of agricultural extension from the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ibadan. Professor Yahaya Kuta, you're welcome to Panorama today.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Kevin.
Okay, we've just seen that background report, and it's talking about the issue of food sufficiency in Nigeria. How well do you think Nigeria is positioned to meet her food security challenges in this new year, 2022?
Well, Kevin, thank you, and I'm pleased to be here, and thanks to NTA for giving the opportunity to add our voice to the ongoing discussion or conversation on Nigerian food security question. There is no doubt Nigeria has come a long way in agricultural interventions and initiatives, but we must give kudos to President Muhammad Buhari for his doggedness and commitment to agriculture as a very key tool for the diversification agenda in the Nigerian economy. You will recall that in the near past, when there is a policy statement, especially ban on importation of certain crops or products, after some time, government will jettison the policy, but was President Muhammad Buhari has kept pace with the ban on importation of certain crops that we could produce in Nigeria locally, especially rice, which has given farmers the opportunity to increase their production, and the rice has become a Nigerian national anthem now because it is grown everywhere across the country. And for that, we must give kudos and commendation to the government for that initiative and for sustaining it for over 5 years now, and I believe it will continue. And also, I must confess that the security agencies, especially the Nigerian Customs, have come alive in terms of policing that policy, which never happened in the past. So whatever you want to say, you must give them the credit. They pursue all the smugglers across our borders who still want to violate the policy statement.
Okay, having done this much, why then do we still have major hindrances in attaining the food sufficiency needed in Nigeria?
Well, number one, you should also appreciate the fact that Nigeria is a country of population of over 200 million, and that with various degree of cultural issues in terms of taste, in terms of our crave and craze for importation or imported items, even what we can produce and use locally, we will continue to import them. Even toothpick, you are aware of that. This is the same thing that goes for agricultural products, and therefore, I must also commend the government for the slogan of Buhari is that we must eat what we produce and produce what we eat. So therefore, if it becomes a slogan beyond rhetoric, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and all agencies of agriculture in Nigeria must be alive to their responsibilities. And I believe the new Minister of Agriculture will do his best to surpass those before him, who will continue to dilly-dally in terms of policy, in terms of initiatives, especially the agricultural extension component that is found wanting, because since 1914, Nigeria doesn't have an agricultural extension policy. And you cannot achieve agricultural development and mass production without extension professionals.
So what should we do in this area?
We must, of necessity, encourage the minister to come out and bring out the policy document to see to the light of the day, and then recruit more extension agents across the country. In another perspective, I would also encourage government in the years to come, or in this year particularly, that instead of amorphous programs and ad hoc committees to carry out agricultural food security issues, they should allow existing and well-established government agencies to run them. For example, you have FADAMA, you have Value Chain Development Program, you have Rural Access and Mobility Program, you have National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NARDA. These are functional and well-organized groups that if you have any intervention, instead of establishing Anchor Borrowers Program and give them money, that the money will go into fictitious hands, or you go and establish a refund whereby you begin to pursue those who are beneficiaries, pump that money into FADAMA, pump that money into RAMP, pump that money into NADA. NADA already, with its integrated policy program, is already doing a lot, and they have prospect for even intervening in areas that are becoming problematic in terms of food security, in terms of cushions. So we don't need to duplicate where we have these agencies. And those things will live up to Buhari's quest for accountability, transparency, in governance and government projects. And I believe if we do that, Nigeria will not be the same again.
Thank you very much. Now, let's look at the budgetary allocation of about 300 million naira for the year.
300
billion naira for the year 2022. How adequate is this for the agricultural sector?
Well, it can never be adequate, but the government operates budget as an estimate based on a variable inflow of revenue that it will expect to generate. Otherwise, we'll say government to put all the revenue into agriculture because of the diversification and take care of other areas. But what do you do with health? What do you do with education? What do you do with infrastructure? That is the major ingredient of generating employment and other economic boosting variables. So we have to do with what we have. But the question is, how accurate, how accountable are the agencies, and how appropriate are they going to apply this budget? That is what the question is. It's not the question of the estimate. Over the years, from all statistics, it shows that this year has been the highest in the last 5 years of the administration. So if there is an improvement, I think we must give it to Mr. President for paying attention to agriculture. And I'm expecting so much from the minister, and I know that when the president deployed this minister to Minister of Agriculture, I know he's expecting him to deliver, unlike those before him who were dilly-dallying and didn't know what to do with some of the issues. I'm sure he's not going to do the same.
And finally, before I let you go, I believe that this is not the responsibility of government alone. What is the role of individual Nigerians in ensuring food sufficiency?
Well, I think Nigerians must, of necessity, take a cue from the lessons that we have learned in the COVID-19 era. When you could discover that in this period, many Nigerians went back to backyard farming. You have watched on the social media how some women were producing yam with so many innovative ways inside sacks and many other products. So with all these interventions, Nigerians still rely. The highest contributor to GDP is still agriculture. So we must, of necessity, look at the value chain, bring other small and enterprises together, aggregate them, and make sure they produce, add value to what they are producing, and also venture into what is going. And that is why I always give kudos to the governor of Cross River State. We're expecting that his cocoa processing plant to come alive this year, so that instead of exporting cocoa to Europe where they don't have a plant of cocoa, Nigeria can begin to process chocolate and all cocoa products and sell to the world. And that is my very high expectation. And I believe all hands must be on deck, both private, individuals, and I'm happy that many civil servants are resigning and going into agriculture, because that is where to go, and that is the future of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Report just